Hello, everyone. One Global Movement family. Good day and welcome again to One Global Movement Speak with Heart, where we come together to help young people, children, and women eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty. And not just physical hunger, we talk about, like the hunger of the soul, maybe hunger for education, hunger for to learn a trade, hunger to travel, to carry out adventure, whatever it is, we want to be able to support that here and doing so authentically from the ground up and with divine intervention. And I know that we are succeeding because we are doing this and it is moving forward and people are really watching our videos on YouTube. And I just encourage each and every one of us to keep sharing. Share the video. Don't just watch and keep to yourself. Share. You never know who is going to set their eyes and their heart on these videos, especially as we want them to reach young people and children. And so thank you guys so much. Happy holidays to those that are already on holidays. And we want to keep thanking the Almighty God for bringing us this far, because One Global Movement in 2023 was not where it is in 2024. That means we are moving forward and getting better and better all the time. And 2026 is even going to be better. And so we are in One Global Movement Revolution, part 394. Hearts awake, hearts awake, hands engage, the courage to respond to injustice. Hearts awake, hands engage, the courage to respond to injustice. Why do we talk about injustice? We've been talking about it for a long time because injustice affects this population a lot. It affects you, it affects me. We are living it right now, wherever we are. And most of the injustice starts from home. Because when we raise our children in authentic ways, in ways that are just, they will still meet injustice out there, but we must have really equipped them with the tools that they need to navigate injustice when they see it, and most of the time to navigate it with with justice, to navigate it with love, empathy, and compassion, and then they will be changing the world little by little without even knowing and without even authoring a word or without even just doing anything that is out of the normal. And so that is the way that we want things to be. But it's good to discuss this thing, because if you do not help somebody to understand something, to know what that thing is, how did it come about, and what can we do to help the situation, they will not know, especially children. But because we've been called to be stewards to these children, it's our responsibility. Whether it is your biological child or not, it is still our responsibility. Before we continue, I have one announcement to make before I forget. To all the sisters, the mothers, the aunties, to all the women in the world, biological or non-biological women, there is a group that is going to be coming up. This is very important, that all the sisters around the world will join this group. Join it with our hearts. Join it with the fear of God. Let us join it. It's not for money, it's not for anything, but women are the womb of humanity. And that is exactly what the name is, the womb of humanity. Whether biological or non-biological, by nature we've been called to serve and to bring peace, harmony, to bring peace and love, to bring peace and compassion. The woman carries the milk of human kindness. So let us watch out for that. And you, the men, you still can support us by bringing these young girls, bringing this, we're asking them to join, because together we can bring peace and harmony in the world. And so before we begin, as usual, you know, we need to really tell our creator what thank him first for this far, and what how we want to end this year, this month, and how we want the next year to start. So if you don't open your heart and your mouth to say it, nobody's going to say it for you. And let us teach ourselves and our children to do so. So let's bow down our heads and commit to God. Thank you, Father, for this moment. Thank you for bringing us up to this point. And thank you that we are the selected, the highlighted of among those that you have chosen to experience this year and getting to the end of the year. And we know and we trust and we believe that we are going to jumpstart 2026 on a better and a higher note. O God of justice and awakening, stir our hearts from quiet slumber and ignite within us a courage that does not faint. Let every soul in this movement rise, alert in spirit, steadfast in purpose, alive to the cries of those unsung. Awaken our hearts, O Lord, so we may feel what the world has forgotten to feel: the hunger of a child, the silence of the unheard, the trembling of the overlooked. Let compassion break us open and let holy fire reshape our will. Engage our hands with divine intention, not to point, but to lift, not to judge, but to heal, not to hesitate, but to act. Teach our hands the rhythm of justice, the labor of love, the boldness of truth that refuses to be silent. May one global movement rise as a living answer to the suffering of the world, a shield for the vulnerable, a bridge for the forgotten, a beacon for those groping through injustice in the dark. Make us doers of righteousness, not admirers of it. Make us agents of change, not observers of pain. We declare our hearts will stay awake. Our hands will stay engaged. Our courage will not wither. We will stand. We will speak. We will build until justice is not an idea, but a lived reality for every child, every woman, every young person, every nation across this earth. And as this year ends, and a new dawn breaks, anoint one global movement with renewed strength, a fiercer clarity, and an unshakable commitment to confront injustice wherever it hides. Let us rise, awake, engaged, and unafraid, for the healing of the world rests on our shoulders. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sister. Well said.
Yes.
We must first acknowledge our Creator because everything we do comes from Him and through Him. So thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so today, as always, we are going to just go over our vision and mission statement so that everyone can join with us in why we are here in One Global Movement. The vision and mission statement of One Global Movement, which we sometimes shorten to OGM, One Global Movement would support any organization or group or individual that aligns with its global vision and mission, which is as follows. The mission of One Global Movement is to empower young people, children, and women worldwide with a focus on young women, providing them with the tools and the sustainable solutions that will help them to eradicate hunger, illiteracy, poverty, and to build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. We believe that every child deserves access to nutritious food, quality education, and the opportunities to thrive. Through global collaborative efforts, innovative programs, and community engagement programs, we strive to break the cycle of hunger, of illiteracy, of poverty, and to build a future where every child can build their hopes and dreams while reaching their full potential. Together, through divine intervention, love, and clean, safe, and valuable technology, we can create such a world where no child goes to bed hungry, no child is denied an education, and no child is limited to poverty or to any condition that is not of their own making. It is possible. And so our gratitude and thanksgiving goes to our divine creator, who is our ultimate provider and who has promised to supply us abundantly, not just for ourselves, but to do good works by helping to uplift and care for all of humanity. We thank everyone who supports OGM and wish us all success in our various businesses and world changing endeavors. And thank you, and that is our vision and mission.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, another big topic.
As
They're
always.
all big, and I'm going to say that each and every time.
That's good.
Okay, so greeting again, Sister Mundih, and everyone here present today, and those who will watch and listen later. So, the topic, very, very impactful. Hearts awake, hands engaged. It's full body. It's a full body contact sport, the courage to respond to injustice. And so here we are again today because we share one fundamental, non negotiable conviction. We are our brothers and sisters' keepers, no matter what corner of the globe they're in.
Mhm.
This is not a political statement, it is a moral foundation. It is the truth that
Yes.
fuels the purpose of this organization, One Global Movement. So I've tried to put this at a personal level and as a organizational level because no man is an island. We can't work on these big systemic injustices by ourselves. So yet, I'm going to say in the modern age, we do not suffer from a lack of information about how profoundly we, the global population that is, in general, as a whole, is failing that conviction of saying that we are our brother's keepers. We're not doing it. The injustices of the world, the systemic inequality, the climate displacement, the human rights abuses, wars are documented, they're quantified and broadcasted onto the screens we carry in our pockets. We know the information. We have the maps, the data, the evidence. So, why then is the world still so fractured?
Mhm.
And I suggest it's because too many have learned to treat ignorance as a form of luxury. It is the luxury of choosing to look away, of choosing to believe that because a problem isn't directly on our doorsteps, we can close our curtains and be safe. But that luxury comes at an unthinkable cost. Consider this. I can't believe they have a record of this, but according to the World Inequality Report, the richest 10% of the world's population own 75% of the global wealth,
Wow.
while the poorest half, our brothers and sisters, possess just 2%.
Mhm.
Talk about inequality, right?
Right.
So today we want to declare bankruptcy on that luxury. We don't have that luxury anymore. We are here to talk about the commitment required for our heart to be so awake that it destroys the ability to look away. And what is the courageous action required for our hands to use our unique resources to finally pay the debt forward? So our theme is simple: hearts awake, hands engaged, the courage to respond to injustice. So we will look at what it means to awaken our hearts first, what blocks our hands, and how we can respond with courage. Hearts awake, the necessity of emotional awareness.
Mhm.
What does it mean for the heart to be truly awake? It means rejecting desensitization. I'll say the Z then. It means cultivating empathy, yes, but also the necessary righteous anger and sorrow when dignity is violated. Being aware is more than knowing the data, it is seeing and feeling the weight of that 75% versus 2% disparity in our gut, deep in our gut. We have to feel it there. The
Mhm.
risk here is opposite. We build emotional walls to protect ourselves from the pain of the world. And this emotional self protection is the first barrier to action. If we stop feeling, we stop moving. So let's reflect and identify one local or global injustice that genuinely disturbs your professional or personal peace, one that truly makes your heart hurt. That emotional clarity is your fuel. This is just an aside. I hear many people saying that they don't watch the news and so on and so forth, but that's from one extreme to the next, right? I'm not saying to have a daily dose of just watching the news because that is not also emotional healthy, right? Because you feel overwhelmed. But you also can't just close yourself off because how will you know what's happening and where you could help? Because as we've said so many times on this platform, everybody can do something, right?
Right.
Mother Teresa says, I probably can't help every person, but I can help one person,
Sure.
right? So, number three is the blockers. Why courage is required. Now, if our hearts are awake, why do our hands often stay pinned? Because the work of justice requires courage. And that courage is needed to overcome specific powerful blockers. First, there's the fear of failure and inadequacy. We look at a systemic problem and we say, like say global climate change displacement, and the sheer scale makes us feel paralyzed. When we see people running all over the place with their children, we think, what can I do about that, right? The I'm just one person, one organization syndrome takes over, and we retreat, waiting for a perfect solution, but it never arrives because it starts at the grassroots, it starts at the lowest level. Second, there is the fear of personal and organizational cost. Courage is required to speak truth to power, to those in power. You have to face that. This is the fear of challenging a major donor, for instance, or being criticized on social media, or of facing political opposition for supporting necessary, controversial policies like voting and activism. For a nonprofit, this translates to the fear of risking funding for the sake of integrity, and for the on the personal level, you fear being criticized by everybody else, right?
Right.
Courage is choosing to be unpopular for the sake of justice. And finally, in this heading, finally, we struggle with the illusion of perfectionism. Justice work is messy. We wait for the ideal supporters, the perfect strategy, the opportune moment, but those never come. We must understand that courage is not the absence of fear, nor is it the guarantee of success in any particular strategy. Courage is simply the choice to start where you are, using what you have despite the fear. And then hands engaged, the courageous respond. Courage moves us from passive observation to active engagement. Whether you're responding at the individual level or a global nonprofit like OGM, this section is not about simple volunteer work. It is about the tenacity required for systemic change, the courage to shift from service to systemic advocacy. We must have the courage to shift our effort from solely treating the symptoms to confronting the root cause. Service is essential. Feeding the hungry saves lives today, but courage involves challenging the economic and political structures that create the hunger in the first place. You must analyze your strategies and the organization where you are investing your courage. Are you avoiding advocacy because service is safer? We must choose the greater risk of systemic advocacy for the sake of long term freedom for our brothers and sisters globally. And then there's the courage of deep collaboration beyond silos or hoarding of information. Systemic problems are too large for any one single organization or person. But too often, the competition for limited funding leads to an injustice of its own. Organizational silos where people compete, even nonprofits, they compete because they need the funding. Courage here means rejecting that scarcity mentality. It means seeking deep collaboration, working with unlikely partners across all different sectors, and even with those who hold different ideologies, so long as they don't compromise our values, right? Providing that the ultimate goal is to achieve human dignity. It is the courage to admit your organization doesn't have all the answers and to willingly accept input for maximum collective impact. And then the C is the courage of sustained effort. It's a marathon and not a sprint. Finally, the greatest courage is not the single dramatic act, it is resilience. Systemic change is agonizingly slow. It can be. You have to go and go and go again. It is the ability to show up again after a major political defeat, a funding loss, or a failure in the field. We must reframe success not as fixing everything, but as faithful persistence. The quiet daily pressure required for the long erosion of an injustice. Your hands engaged are not a burst of speed, they're a marathon of consistent, courageous pressure, pushback. And so, a call to action. We have seen that Hearts Awake provides the moral fuel, and Hands Engaged requires the courage to move the world. The distance between your heart and your hands is where the real work of justice lives. The fight we are in is long, but we are not alone. As we prepare to leave this space, let us remember the words of the great abolitionist Theodore Parker, who inspired other activists such as the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." And I love that statement. It is true, and it's a sentiment that I love and I support, but it's not complete. The arc does not bend by itself. It bends only because our hearts are awake to the injustices of the world, and our hands are engaged with the courage required to grip that arc and pull it, inch by painful inch, toward the light. Your hands are the force that bends that arc, so don't put them down. Our conviction is that we are our brothers and sisters' keeper. So now let us act like it. We'll give us this challenge this week. Identify one decision that you have yet to make that is a step towards courageous advocacy for your global siblings, and resolve to make it. Thank you for listening. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
This is a
welcome.
call. This is a call and advocacy for the entire world. Because
Yes,
if you have a heart, if you really truly have a heart for children,
you must do something.
especially those that are just dying of hunger, that don't have an education, that don't even have a home, they are begging on the street. We have them all over the world, regardless of where you come from. You have them, unless we
Yeah,
choose to look the other way.
yes,
We can
yes,
do something.
yes, we
I
can.
said before,
Yes,
we
we
can
can.
do something no matter how small. We don't say, I don't have. I don't have is not a good word to say, because we have. Say, I have. Because the moment you say, yes, I do have, and I thank God for that, because we have our life. Because if you don't have that life, how else
Yes,
are you going to have the other things? We have
exactly.
the life, and we have the voice, we have our hands, we have the heart. We do
Yes,
have this, as the theme for today suggests. And so we need to do something. We can never. Turning your face the other way around is also building a legacy for yourself that is going to crumble, because we are not an island upon ourselves.
we are
We are not.
not. We're not. We're not.
And so
We're not.
thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful talk. This is so beautiful that in so simple terms that anyone will begin to search within themselves. What can I do before I
Yes.
even jumpstart the new year? Put
Yeah.
something
Yes.
down that you're going to work towards it. And together we can do that. We
Yes.
want to really encourage our children, women, our young people. They have lost trust because, like you said before, year after year we continue to talk about the same thing. Why are they happening
Why? Why?
when we
Why?
have been so endowed with too much, with a lot?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to buy sneakers for a child. When you go to the thrift store, if you're like me, I always going around to see
Pick up
what can I
something. Yeah.
buy. What can
Yeah.
I buy? There is no one given time. I'm not saying that because
No, we understand, sister. Yes,
yes,
but you're saying do the
all of
small
us can
thing.
do it. Just you
Yeah.
can go to the thrift store just with $1 or $2 and buy something
Yeah.
instead of buying expensive things for yourself.
Yeah.
Remember, we are stewards to all the wealth and the
Yes.
and
Yes.
the knowledge and the wisdom and the money that God has entrusted into our hands. And if you're not a good steward, you're not going to be happy with your life and you're not going to be healthy.
That's
The
true.
world needs you. Children
Yeah.
need you. We
Yeah.
should not be hoarding, like you said, because there are so many people in the world that hoard their wealth. They worship that wealth, but children are dying.
Yeah.
Let us watch our actions and our word, and let
Yes.
our actions match our words. If we say we are here for children, women, and young people, let us begin to do it. Write your goals down. What is your master plan to end this
Mm-hmm.
and then to jumpstart the new year? You don't wait until the new year. You got to do it right now and start practicing what you have written down to see how fast and how well you're going to do what you have written down. And so I'm going to start with a question, but thank you so much, sister. I
You're
really love
welcome,
the
sister. You're
presentation.
welcome. Yeah.
What do you do when your heart wakes up? That is
Mm-hmm.
the simple question. What do you do when your heart wakes up? This is the question I place before you today and moving forward. If your heart is truly awake, what do you do when it's awake? Because once your heart wakes up, truly, it truly wakes up. It truly wakes up. That means your heart, your heart is engaged, your hands will come together and they have to take action. And so you can no longer pretend not to see if your heart is awake. You
Yes.
can no longer ignore the crises of others or the cries of others. You can no longer silence your compassion if your heart is awake. You can't silence it. But if you are looking the other way, it means your heart is not awake. Because every heart that is awake will look towards the direction of where they can do something, where the problems are coming, and provide a solution. And a heart awakened becomes a call to action.
Yes.
You don't just say, oh, my heart is awake, oh, I sympathize with children, I empathize with no, you got to take action, because action is what we need.
Yes.
A heart awake becomes a responsibility. You take it
Mm-hmm.
as your own personal responsibility. A heart awake becomes a force nothing can stop, regardless of who you are, where you are, your status in society, regardless of whether you are walking and limping, you want to do something. We have seen all around the world people that cannot walk, they can talk. There's this little boy that I watched 2 days ago, and that is the fifth time that I'm watching. This boy is only 10 years old, and he's discussing things that I myself don't know how to discuss well, and he's taking action. And I was just
Yes.
and crying
Yes.
joy, and I say, how could it be that
Yep.
at my age,
Yep.
I cannot do
Yes.
something? And so,
Mm-hmm.
and today, under the banner of One Global Movement, we gather because our hearts have awakened. If your heart
Yes.
has not awakened for all since coming here today, moving forward, please awaken your heart. Because when you awaken your heart is not just only awakened for yourself and your immediate family, it is awakened for the whole world. And so, and now our hands must engage when our
Yes.
hearts
That's
are awake.
awake.
Our hands must come together like we are doing here to do something and do it better, not just doing it at our own pace, doing it knowing that there is a child that is going to go to bed tonight without food, knowing that there is a child that is being abused somewhere, knowing that there is a mother that is weeping, crying because she cannot provide food for the family, and a father that is looking down on himself because he has lost the job or lost the tools that will help him to provide for his family and defend his family.
Yes.
We need to think about that. What can we do? Maybe you want to sponsor a child that is going to maybe do a little business to gather a
Mm-hmm.
tuition for school, or to help the parents to buy books. Or maybe you're going to decide to sponsor one child with 5 chickens. These are the things that we are doing that we can all do. Because when you donate $28, you have already bought those chickens and a bag of feed for the child, so that that
Mm-hmm.
child can start to grow and then start really building that generational wealth, so that tomorrow they will also really lift that burden, that load from their parents' shoulders, because we are here to do that. You can decide to donate your 1 hour of work towards that. You can decide to give your raise, because we are giving raises in our jobs. You decide to keep that, or maybe the change that you buy something, you can have a piggy bank and just throw it in there, because you know why you're putting that money there. We all can do something. We all can do something. Even here in the United States, now I didn't used to, not because I cannot do something else, but the money that is being thrown on the street, I pick it up because I
Yep.
will go and buy something. I do
Yep.
that because I know that that will add on to what I work, so that I can buy make a child's life better, either
Mm-hmm.
with books or with a bowl of healthy soup or food. So this is very, very important. So I'm going to talk about this in section one, the moment the heart wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
There is a
Mm-hmm.
difference between knowing injustice exists and feeling the weight of it in your spirit. There's the difference.
Yes.
You know it, but do you truly feel it in your spirit? Awareness touches the eyes. Injustice touches the heart.
Yeah.
You see, you are aware, but does that touch your heart to do something? A heart awakens when a hungry child becomes more than a statistic. They, oh,
Sure.
here come again. Look at them. Look at how their children are suffering. Oh, look at the child walking barefoot. Oh, look at this. No. A girl denied an education becomes a personal burden. That is when your heart becomes awake. Your heart becomes awake when a young boy's hopelessness feels like your own, like your
Chance.
own burden, like your own young boy, like your own biological child. A
Yeah.
mother's struggle shakes you deeply when your heart is awake. A community's suffering or a village suffering becomes unbearable to ignore. Why would I ignore? When the roof of a single mother or the roof of this couple is leaking and they have to go and crawl at a corner, eh, and cannot even sleep on the bed because the rain is dropping right there on the bed when we can do something. We've been given more than enough. Let's open our eyes and our heart.
Mm-hmm.
So once the heart awakens, you cannot go back to business as usual. You cannot go back to work as usual when your heart is awakened. You're going to your job and your business because you're going to take that to really serve with it.
Mm-hmm.
Go there because you want to go sit in your office and become the manager of this company, or I'm the big businessman here. But you're going to now start treating your job and your business so differently because you know why and you know what you want to do with it. And so what one global movement says, what wakes your heart is what God has assigned your hands to
To
heal.
do.
What
Yeah.
awakes your heart is what God has assigned your hands to heal.
Yes.
How are your hands doing? Ask your question. How are my hands doing? Do you use your hands to heal, or you use to point, or you use to blame, or you use to hit somebody? This is very, very important. And section 2 is injustice is not silent, is it?
No, it's not.
It speaks, and it really speaks. Injustice is so loud, not in volume, but in impact. In impact.
Yeah.
What impact has injustice left in our homes? Because there's injustice in homes, actually, it begins from the home. There is injustice at the job, there is injustice at the marketplace, in the stores, wherever you go, there is, but it starts from home. Injustice speaks in the empty bowls of hungry children, like we see all the time. And those pictures are not very good pictures because psychologically, it
Mm-hmm.
brings those children, now they reduce themselves to the image of beggars, to the poor, to the hungry. We would rather post pictures of good food that we are cooking or pictures of children smiling because they're going to eat. Because whatever you keep putting in the face of a child or any human being, that's exactly what is going to imprint in their minds. Why don't we get these children, give them showers? And I've seen a lot of philanthropies going around the world, really picking people up from the streets and giving them showers. Right there, they go with their water, their soap, their everything, and with the change of clothing. That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Injustice speaks in the quiet tears of young women fighting for dignity. Why
Yes.
are they fighting for dignity? We know how women, especially the young ones, have been so violated in different ways, and I am one of them. Not for sympathy, but just an example. That's why I can afford to talk on that, and that's why I place so much emphasis in and so much compassion and empathy in this. Because if
Yeah.
somebody did not show me that compassion and empathy, if somebody's heart was not awake and they brought their hands together, I would not be where I am today. And
Yeah.
that is why I have said this is what I will do for the rest of my life, because
Yeah.
I am breathing today because those people's hearts were awake and they came together to help me. So, what am I going to do? So, it speaks in the dreams of youth suffocated by lack of opportunity. Imagine our youths. Some of them go to school to study something that is not their gift just because they cannot pay for it, or just because the parents cannot pay for it. That is my example. I was enrolled in university to go and study something that I didn't want to because they couldn't
Mm.
pay tuition. But thank
Mhm.
God that it was a journey. And through that journey, you discovered a lot of things along the way. And the opportunity came here in the United States. And then I still did it, right?
Mhm.
You don't give
Mhm.
up, you just have to keep taking action. Injustice speaks in communities forgotten by the world. Like you turn your eye, you look at this, and you say, "Oh, that is so icky." You turn this way. The injustice of that's injustice right there. And when injustice speaks, we have only two options, just two. Number one, turn away and protect our comfort. Or number two, turn towards it with courage and compassion. Like you said about, you talk about courage and compassion. Either we turn towards it with that, or we can decide to walk away. I am just repeating exactly what she has said in a different way. And so, one global movement exists because we choose the second option. We choose
Yes.
option number two.
Yes.
We have to walk towards it with courage and compassion and even love. And even trying really to walk in their shoes to say, what if this was me? What if this was my parents or my own children? What would I do? Would I walk away? So we choose option number two. And so we choose discomfort over silence. Because if you are too comfortable, you are not really executing your God given potential. You are not really executing your assignment the way that you were created. You choose to stay in your comfort zone. That means you are not doing anything the way that you were created to do. So we choose courage over convenience. We choose action over empathy or apathy. We choose courage over apathy. Now, one global movement says injustice survives where good hearts stay inactive. That's exactly what it is. Injustice is surviving in our neighborhood, in our communities, in our churches, in schools, in all the organizations in the world because of what? Because we choose to be inactive by turning away and walking away from it. And you don't have to talk. Remember, action will help more than talking. Sitting there and talking, you're wasting your mental capacity, and people are going to start exchanging word, and that's not healthy for anybody. But you can choose to do something. You can choose to bring a back of potato.
What's the mic, sister?
You can choose to bring, do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, you can choose to bring a bag of potato. You can choose to bring to buy water for a family. You can choose to pay for the next person that is on the line in the store shopping, or you can
Yes.
choose to leave a gift card in the store and said, please ask to see those single parents that don't have money to buy something or don't have money
Yes.
to buy school materials for their children. We can do something. It's a lot of great things that we can do.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
sometimes it takes only $5, sometimes just $1, sometimes $10. It depends on what your heart is telling you. And I know that our hearts are telling us to do more. And don't listen to the world, because the world is going to say, why are you wasting your money? They're just being crazy. They're being alcoholic, drug addicts. No, you don't know why they resorted to doing what they're doing. And so we cannot pass judgment. So courage is not the absence of fear. Remember that. And we've always talked about it here. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the refusal to let fear decide your response. Courage is feeding a child when you barely have enough. Maybe it's just sharing the bowl of food that you have for the day. You say, oh, I'll divide it into 4 parts, I'll give this quarter. That alone, it's like a whole day meal to somebody that has not eaten, you know? Or courage is standing up for young girls and young boys with a focus on young women's education in a culture that resists education for the young woman. And thank God that my grandmother stood up and said, no, it's not going to happen to my granddaughter. And the village came together and said, we're going to love this child, we're going to raise this child, and we're going to educate this child, and we're going to send this child abroad to further her education. And it happened for me. And so we should make it happen for others. Believing in a young person who has stopped believing in himself. Do we know that a lot of young people have stopped they're just going around like zombies? But inside of them, because I've met them, I intentionally drove taxis here because I wanted to meet the young people, and I met them. You will hear a lot of stories. Try to say hello when you go to the gas station to somebody. Try to say hello to the store. How is your day going? How is school going for you, or how is your trade going for you, or how is your skill going for you? Because they have to have something that they're doing. They might be struggling with that thing, but for you to bring it up, that shows that you're paying attention to them, and they're going to want to really, really talk to you about it. Because I've faced those kind of situations a lot. They're not talking to you about it because you are a champion, or because you have paid attention to them. The first thing is to pay attention. When you pay attention, now they can begin to trust you to say something. You know, building hope in places where hope has died. Remember, you can even just buy a little flower from the thrift store, and you go to and give it to somebody, or you just decide in your neighborhood, you place it in their mailboxes. Just a little flower like this with a little note. I am praying for you. I'm thinking about you, and I just thought I can share this holiday with you through this route. Little things, just little. I'm telling you, they will never even want to look for the big one, because it starts with this foundation right here, and then moving up. Starting something small that will one day become something great. Don't say, "Oh, I'm not yet ready. I'm not yet ready." Or I would do it when I save a lot of money. No, it's not going to happen. Do you know what I do? I'm just giving myself as an example, because I do, and I've seen other people doing it too, not just me. I will go to the store. I'm somebody that likes beautiful things, okay? But I don't go and buy things that are not on sale or clearance. I don't do that. So I'll go and buy my little purse, and they say, "Oh, where did you get this purse from?" I say, "I sell them." Guess what? They want it, right? I go to that store, buy it, then come and put my little interest and my gas money and my time, and sell it not exorbitantly high, so that they can keep coming back. That's how you build your clientele base. And because you grow by the pennies, you don't grow by a million. You start without that penny, you will never get to a million. So it's a good thing to do that. Or I have the gift of cooking. People want me to cook the traditional meal from motherland. I do that too. You do little things. You can never sit and say, "Oh, I don't have a job." Guess what? A job is good, but don't be a slave to a job, okay? Create your own job by looking in your community to see the kind of challenges that people are facing, and what kind of solution can you bring to them. Now you then go to study that, either in school, or in a garage somewhere, or somewhere, to learn that skill and come and start helping. And we see that a lot in the world, don't we, sister? We see that a lot in the world. So courage is the ability to say, "I cannot do everything.
But I can do something.
I can no longer do nothing." That is courage.
Yes.
I cannot do everything, but I can no longer sit without doing something. I must do something instead of nothing. So one global movement was built on the courage of one heart. And now it moves on the courage of many. Look at how many of us we are here now, and so many that are supporting in the world, but they don't just have the internet uh,
Yeah.
capacity to be here. So,
Mhm.
section 4, hearts awake, hands engaged. When your heart awakens, your hands must follow. And not even just like you're going to struggle. When the moment your heart is awake, something start pushing your hands to do
Yeah.
something without
Mhm.
you even knowing that it's happening. So hands that build, hands that feed, hands that teach, hands that empower, hands that heal, hands that lift others, hands that create change, hands that want to contribute to support one global movement is what we are talking about here. So the world does not change when hearts just feel.
No.
Okay. The world change when hearts are awake, because the moment your heart is awake, you can't help. You can't even restrain your hands anymore. They will just start to do the things unknowingly. And so the world changes when hearts act. This is the core of OGM, One Global Movement's mission. Feel deeply. We feel deeply here. You can hear it. You can feel it from the themes that we are discussing here, and we act boldly. That kind of boldness that come with humility, not that kind of boldness that we carry chips on our shoulders and say, "Look at me here." Not that kind. That kind that comes with humility. And then we love fiercely, we serve generously, and we transform globally. Globally. That's what we do. And so compassion is not complete until it becomes a contribution. That is what it is. And so the One Global Movement blueprint for responding to injustice, what is it? It's a blueprint that we've always discussed here. You know, empowerment, not pity. When you respond to injustice, you don't just talk, you don't just pity people. You have to empower that person with something so that
Mhm.
if a child that is empowered, a young person that is empowered, a woman that is empowered, they begin to also empower their immediate families, beginning with themselves, and therefore they begin to move forward. We do not rescue people, we raise them up. We raise them up. Women receive tools. We can right now. I'm buying tools so that I can share to women. We also have seeds that we're going to share. You will see me here in the community garden. I'm going to share free seeds, but I'm
Mm.
not going to just say it's free. I'll ask them if you care about what is going on around the world, just 25 cents is good to give for something that costs $2, $3, or even 10 cents. That goes a long way. I do so that we do not continue to instill the spirit of dependency or the begging spirit in children or young people without really standing firm for themselves. So women will receive tools and training and dignity. Right now, if you go on Facebook, I am training a group of women in my village, distant away from my village, where my auntie is married, so that she can then be. She is now the One Global Movement volunteer there, bringing these women together, so I can support them. You will see a picture that I posted with a banana or plantain plant, with her standing there and holding it and looking up. She was really
Mm.
giving it to God. And then you see the farm, the tools, the holes. In the future, we want to be able to change that, because that hole alone is a lot of work. But if they have the tiller, they will do it quickly.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay.
some of the donations that we are
Mm-hmm.
looking for as well. And so women receive tools, training, and dignity. They will do better. Children receive books, food, and confidence. You'd receive direction, mentorship, and opportunity. Things begin to move. So, action, not analysis. We want the action, not just analyzing. We refuse to be frozen by discussing problems. No, we want to do it. We build gardens, which you have seen, because I love to play with the soil, you know. Launch programs we're going to be building. I take things to schools here, which is part of starting to make sure that we build launch programs to schools that are close to us and create solutions. And if you are in your area, you have a garden, let us know here. We can also help you build a lunch program in your area so that what you are producing stays right there. But it starts by you taking like two, three, five watermelons to a school and giving it to the school cafeteria so that the children can eat during lunch, you know? And so uh, hope with hands and feet. There was a time that I was going to copy a concept from here. It says Meals on Wheels. That is
Mm.
still there here. And I said,
Yes.
I'm going to coin our own differently to also so that I was inspired by the Meals on Wheels, you know? And you
Yes.
can actually
Yes.
see them taking meals around. So hope alone is a dream. We know that it's a dream. Hope with action is a movement, and
It
we
is.
are that movement. And so to respond to injustice is to say, not on my watch, not on my watch. And that is what we're doing here in One Global Movement, not under our watch. Okay. And so, what does
Mhm.
courage look like in real life? It looks like planting little seeds in barren soil. That is courage. It looks like teaching a child who was forgotten. That is courage. It looks like giving a widow a way to stand again, or a single mother a way to stand again, or even a single father as well, because there are single fathers nowadays too.
Yes,
It
there
looks
are.
like
Yes.
telling a young girl, you matter, that you are beautiful, that you don't need exoneration from the world to know that you're beautiful, that you were created beautiful and you were created with greatness within you, that your dreams matter, just like the dreams of other children in the world, that don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Imagine if I had given up, I would have been gone. Because the moment you give up, you're gone. We're not going to give up. We're going to fail today. We're going to fail tomorrow. We're going to fail again, and we're not going to give up until we figure it out. and then fail our way to success. Because when you see the philanthropists and the great people that are doing what we are doing here today, they never gave up. They had fallen so much so that for years, but they refused to give up, because when that second comes, God turns it around and cover up for all of those years, and you begin to be like, wow, I can't believe that I've fallen these years, but thank God that I didn't give up, and now everything is moving well. So now the invitation to act, we invite all of you to act. So I ask you, now that your heart is awake, what would your hands do again? This is the third time we're asking you this question. Will you allow awareness to frustrate you, or will you allow it to activate you? What are you going to do? Will you allow injustice to make you bitter, like we treated the other topic? Either you get bitter, or you do something about it. Or will you let it make you braver? For me and OGM here, for us here, we will allow injustice to make us braver. Will you witness suffering and do nothing? Or will you rise and join this global movement of hope? Bring people, spread the message. We call on each and every one so that no child is left behind, to spread the gospel. Let them know what you are doing here in One Global Movement so that they can join. Your courage may be the answer to someone else's prayer. Your courage to spread the gospel of One Global Movement may be the answer to someone else's prayer. And in conclusion, the heart of the movement. Today we choose courage. Today we choose compassion. Today we choose engagement. Our hearts are awake. Our hands are engaged. Our spirits are aligned with divine intervention. Our mission is clear. Respond to injustice with strength, love, and purpose. One Global Movement stands not as an organization. We are not an organization, but a living heartbeat of hope. Hope with action. And today, I invite you to join the heartbeats. Join that heartbeat of One Global Movement. Let us rise together. Let us serve together. Let us heal the world together. Let courage be our response. The courage to respond is already in you. Now let it become your legacy. Thank you guys so much. And thank you so much, sister, for these
Thanks.
beautiful topics that you're crafting. You are a
Thank
master
you.
designer, a masterpiece. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. It's my pleasure. Uh-huh. So, are we are we closing, or are you going to say
No,
hello? What are you?
no, you can do something, but I can also say hello, whatever we choose to do.
Yeah, I just want to just cover what you said again, because this statistics really, this statistic really, I mean, I guess I knew it existed, but I can't believe they actually have a report that tells you about, according to the World Inequality Report, there's a report. So we know what I'm saying is not hidden. Injustice is not hidden, right?
Mhm.
It's right there in your face. The World Inequality Report says the richest 10% of the world's population owns 75% of the global wealth. Where did they get it from, sister?
Mhm.
While the poorest half, which is our brothers and sisters globally, possess just 2%. So it's a luxury that we don't have anymore to turn our faces away.
Yep.
Today, we have to declare a bankruptcy on that kind of luxury. Because another thing that the West mostly has done is they've weaponized comfort. We think that we came here for comfort. We did not. We came with a purpose, right? So if we have a purpose and we see this shortfall, 75% of the wealth is in the hands of 10% of the world. How is that okay? And I'm not talking about revolution and guns. That doesn't work, because that's what's been tried. We're talking about doing what we can where we are, starting as always in our neighborhoods, in our homes, in our hearts, with our own hands. It's just the courage to respond, to do something. It's over 8 billion of us on the earth. That's enough for a big movement. So let us do something somewhere, please. That is the call to action.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
I love those statistics, and they're right there. We all can research. We all
Yes,
we
yes, it's
cannot
not a
say
secret.
this high technology. It's not, nothing is secret anymore.
No,
Just
it's not.
go and type your keyword there. If you don't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow. We all can research. This is self-education. Don't just
Yep.
sit and don't do something that you don't know. No. We just go online and do your research and take down notes, copy things so that you can let your children also read these things, and teach your
Yes.
children about them.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
is it that I will repeat the same question? Why, how is it that 10% of the world own how many percent of the world?
75% of the world's wealth.
Yes. And 2% are so poor. No, 2% own the world. And the rest of how many percent?
No, no,
Seven.
no, no, no. 10% owns 75% of the global wealth, while the
Uh-huh.
poorest or the rest of the people, they just possess 2% of the wealth.
Wow. That the
So I,
disparity.
I don't even know where the rest is because that's not 100%.
Yes,
But
that's what I was confused. It's not
yeah,
100%.
I know. So where's the rest of
Yes,
it? Not it hasn't been earned yet. It hasn't been divvied up yet. But
yes.
it's still a bad proportion, sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
10%. So okay, say there's really 8 billion people. That's what, less than a million or whatever it is. But they're
Mm-hmm.
the ones who own 75% of the. How did that come about? Did they work for it, sister?
I don't know. That's the great question, and this is telling us that
Ah,
hearts awake, hands together. Let us do something, and beginning in our homes with our families. You're not going to blame somebody out there. You blame but yourself. Let's do something, and we start training these children from the cradle to start doing something, giving them chores. Don't say because you are a millionaire, you're going to employ house help because, like you say, the world has made people to just sit in their comfort zone to think that things just have to come. But that is dampening on you. You have to be responsible for looking for your own wealth. Otherwise, they will make you believe that no, you just have to be comfortable. But in the end, you're going to suffer. You're going to
yes.
suffer. And that's why I encourage all of us, own a piece of land. When you own a piece of land as young as you are, tell your children, own a piece of land and start planting, investing trees for timber. You
Yes.
will help your community. Timber is always in high demand. Homes, roofing of homes, building bridges, what have you. Always educate your child to own a piece of land. When you own a
Absolutely.
piece of land and you know what to do with it, you will never be poor in your entire life. Okay?
This is
So
true.
thank you so much, sister, for that statistics.
You're welcome.
All right, let's thank our audience, our wonderful audience here. Thank you so much for being here. Your presence matters a lot, and let us
Mhm.
keep our hearts awake. If they are not yet awake, let us make sure that they are awake. Well, how do we make sure? Because you are here for a reason. You were created for a reason. You were not
Yes.
just born to just be here and just sit in your comfort zone or just stroll around or complain that you don't have. If we don't have, even in the poorest place in the world, you are walking on the soil. You can do something with it. I know that some of us choose jobs that are really shining or because they want to be seen. You can do anything before you get to where you want to be. It starts right today. You can just grow some flower plants and you sell them. Somebody's ready to buy your flower plants.
Mm-hmm.
You start it
Mm-hmm.
in your own home, even if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have money to buy the technology is there now. You can
It
grow
is.
anything that you want right now. And ginger in our home is ready to be harvested because we planted it the same time that we plant crops, but ginger takes a longer time. So when it's getting cold, we send it in, and now there it's all ready. And then ginger, the aroma that it emits in your home
I
is huge.
know.
It's very, very good. So we can do something. And if you don't know how to do something, we can put our heads together and carry out a discussion to help one another. Because I do a lot of discussion with other people because I don't know certain things. I don't.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
to go and seek for help.
Of
So we can
course.
also help. And if your children are struggling with something, bring them to when we put our heads together, our hearts are awake, we can put our hands together and begin to move to do something. So it's very good that way. So
Absolutely.
hello, good time. How are you, brother? Thank you as always for being here. And thank you, sister. Greetings to everyone. And thank you for joining us on the live Wednesday session of One Global Movement. Hashtag One Global Movement. And please do some hashtags there, please. Heart awake. Hearts awake. You can hashtag Hearts Awake. You can hashtag Hands Together. Those
Mhm.
uh, uh, beautiful things that come from these wonderful themes that we are discussing. You can hashtag those. Hashtag One Global Movement. Hashtag Eradicate Hunger. Hashtag Eradicate Illiteracy. Hashtag Eradicate Poverty. We have a lot of things. Please help us get to those algorithms. You can't say you don't know what to do, because that is exactly what to do. That starts small, and it starts small. That is exactly what is going to catapult us to
Mhm.
go bigger. So do something with those hashtags, please.
Mhm.
It doesn't cost anything to do it. Please share in the discussion on the topic: Hearts Awake, Hands Engaged, the courage to respond to injustice. That is beautiful. Thank you. And here is our Facebook page as always. Please go there, like, pick a number this coming year, and you got to choose it now. I'm going to make sure 100 people like our Facebook page and follow us. You can do that personally to your own platform audience. And they will do that because you're going to be telling them what we are doing here, that we are helping young people, children, and women eradicate hunger, illiteracy, poverty, plant seeds of prosperity, plant seeds of hope, and build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. Always, we must live a life of purpose. Very important. And hello to the managing director. How are you, John? Thank you so much for the work that you're doing here for children, women, and young people. We highly appreciate you. And good time, Helder. Hello, welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with her today. We are having a private short Zoom meeting. After this, we would like you to come. If you will be able to come, that will be good. Thank you so much, John.
Mhm.
I wish your brother Levi was here. You know,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah,
we
I
invite
know.
him. And Melanie Mukamugema is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting topic: One Global Movement. Yvonne Mundih, John Barilla, Yvonne Finn, Melanie Mukamugema. Time December 7 at immediately after this, right?
Yes,
Yes.
December 17th today. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. And this is yes,
That's
this
the
is the
link.
Zoom link. For anyone
Mhm.
who wants to participate in the conversation, please, that is the Zoom link. You can join us, okay? Thank you so much. And we have our brother here, Andrew. How are you? Thank you so much, brother. If you're new here, you're welcome here. And do well to subscribe, like, and share, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out. And also share with other people so they know what we are doing here. Thank you. And this is the Zoom link again. Thank you so much, John. He's putting the Zoom link. There's several places. If you want to participate in this conversation, it will be good that you copy that link and join us shortly after we end this. Thank you.
Yes,
Just
yes.
almost
Thank you.
immediately. And hello,
Mhm.
Nancy. Thank you so much, Nancy. I'm praying that you'll be able to join us during the conversation. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And thank you, John, for uniquely welcoming everyone here. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us from your end. And again, the Zoom link, always, that is the Zoom link. And Nancy, thank God for everything you have done for 2025. May 2026 strengthen us. One, we strengthen us as one strong entity, and we are stronger more when we are unbroken. Thank you so
Yep.
much, Nancy. Thank you.
Mhm.
And this is special for you. We
Yeah,
have
I know. She likes the mission statement. Thank you, Queen
yes,
Nancy.
beautiful. Thank you, Nancy. Yes. And let's go down here. We have the three hawks. Who are the Aloha? Who is this?
Aloha.
Thank you. Who are you? Thank you so much for joining us here. We appreciate you for joining
Okay.
us here for children, women, and young people. And happy
Yeah.
holidays to you. Aloha. Zoom link again. We're just putting it out there for anybody who wants to hear. Hello, Bruce. Brother Bruce, how are you? We miss you. Thank you so much for being here today with us. And we know that you're always thinking about us. That's why when you sit and you always come here and join us, thank you so
Mhm.
much. And if you want to join the meeting, Brother Bruce, we will welcome you there because we need people to contribute, bring their ideas together on how we can move one global movement forward on a better and higher note in 2026. Implementation action. We want to know what we can do to get to that point because no child should be waiting to eat, to go to school, or to
Mhm.
empower themselves.
Mhm.
There we go again. And then we have Calistro. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us from your end. We highly appreciate you. And Nancy says, families, don't forget to press the big thumbs up, subscribe
Mhm.
with our YouTube and Facebook, and share with families and friends. Thank you so much, Nancy. And
Mhm.
let awareness empower you to do your part to create a more equitable global home. Yes, no matter what somebody has done to you, because something is always going to be done to us in one way or the other. They're not
Yeah.
doing it because they know if we understand, we'll not be doing. Otherwise, the world will be boring. So doing something that is
Mhm.
not so comfortable is a way of really making us to build and to grow, but not to hurt us or harm us in those kind of dangerous ways. So thank you so much. Let awareness empower you to do your part to create a more equitable global home. And we are that global home here. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, we are.
And hello, Sister Makano, Melanie, how are you? Thank you so much for supporting us here. Even though you are at work, but you always take the time to jump in and to say hello. We appreciate that, and hopefully you will be able to join that meeting.
No, she can't. Sorry.
Okay.
She already said she's swamped at work with cold.
Biggest. In the
Okay.
end, I believe God will intervene and make justice in
Justice
the
in the
world.
world. Well,
Yes.
yes.
And
Yeah.
justice begins with us. If we don't take action, God cannot intervene. And so when we take action, God is going to see our action, read our heart, and He is going to do so. Thank you so much for putting that there.
Yes. Yes.
And welcome, Calistro. And that is a Zoom link. You're invited. Yes.
Mhm.
And that is a Zoom link to Big It. You're into JJ Beatingman is John sending it to
She's
Bigit. Please,
sending it out to Bridget. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
join, join, join. Sorry, I can't. That's okay, Melanie. We understand that, but thank you for letting us use your Zoom link. Okay, we appreciate that.
Yes.
This is the Facebook page again. Please do something. Choose a number and let people like and follow so that we grow that platform so that we can reach this population in the world quickly and easily. And okay, folks, and now to the Zoom meeting. Join us at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Come a few minutes before. Okay, thank you, John, for 2:15. Yes, that's beautiful. And okay, I think that who is this? Maria. Maria, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for joining us. And you are invited to the meeting as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hashtag hearts awake, hashtag hands engaged. If you guys can hashtag that now, one of them at least, that would be beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much for being here today. We highly appreciate you. Happy holidays to everyone here. And we are praying that we should jumpstart the 2026 on a healthy, better, and happier note. And sister, I don't know if you have anything else to say. You can go ahead.
No, sister, I think I did my closing. I just want to make sure that we know that it's not the big dramatic steps that we're looking for, because if that was going to happen, the governments would have been doing that already, and we can't rely on that. It is back down to starting in the home, awaken those little hearts to see what's around, and tell them that we're doing it because it takes action, right? It does take movement, and it's
Mhm.
not always nice because people will push back, especially when you try to do the big systemic problems. Like bullying at school might be a different issue than when you see something that's a systemic thing, like hiring practices or medical things that they do. But we are the ones who have to change it. It's not going to change on its own,
Mhm.
right? So whatever you can do, as I said about Mother Teresa, she says, I can't help everyone. I might not be able to, but I'm going to do what I can for just the one person in front of me. And that's how it happens, little by little. So thank you, everyone. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much.
Everyone can do something. Yes.
Thank you. We love you all. And see you guys at the meeting at 2:15 p.m. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.